Hey guys, new episode. Today we're talking about soundbars. Soundbars are horizontal sound units, typically paired up with a wireless subwoofer. We're seeing them get more and more popular in the market, and primarily, I believe, because you don't have to worry about having an extra amp lying around, or extra wires, and so for that reason, we're really seeing these fly off the shelves, specifically during the festive season. If you're in the market for one, I think this video should share quite a bit of light on making an informed decision. And with that being said, let's get straight into it. At number one, we have the Polk Audio Magnify Mini, which is a really cute sort of soundbar with subwoofer. Has Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, HDMI, night mode, basically everything that you can think of. It's also got a cool nifty sort of upgrade option, which is the SR2s, which is a set of two wireless rear speakers to make it truly 5.1. Should retail for about 36,000 rupees after discount. At the price, there's really nothing that can touch it. It's got sort of Alexa voice control, it's got an optical in, it's got the ability to also hook up a turntable via the aux-in, which surprisingly is a feature that you don't see in a lot of soundbars, at least the soundbars that we're talking about. If you've got under 40k to spend and you want something that gives you above average performance for the price, plus the ability to add those wireless rear speakers down the line, the Magnify Mini is what I'd go in for. Next up, we have the Yamaha YAS-209, which is another very popular option among our clientele. Again, a full-fledged soundbar with wireless subwoofer, supports Bluetooth, has HDMI, has night mode, has basically everything that you could possibly need, but no Wi-Fi, which is a bit of a deal breaker, I feel, at the price point, considering that you do get that with the Polk Audio. Another thing that it's missing, and that's something that I found out the hard way when I was recommending this to a client who wanted to pair it up with a turntable, is it has no analog inputs, means no aux-in or no RCA. So if you're the sort of person who does plan on hooking this up with a turntable, that may be a bit of a sort of a deal breaker. That being said, the Yamaha is very popular. Yamaha fundamentally is a well-respected brand in the country, and it does everything that a sort of a soundbar should. So it does get my seal of approval. At number three is the Sonos Beam 2, which is the newest version of the Sonos Beam. It's the mini soundbar from Sonos. The new upgrades include support for Dolby Atmos, HDMI eARC, and obviously Sonos's True Play technology, which is sort of a room calibration technology that they use that really sort of bumps the performance. The only potential drawback is that that app is only usable if you have a Apple iPhone. So if you're an Android user, you're sort of out of luck there. The other drawback that I felt with the Beam is that while it does perform decently, I think it really does need the additional sub from Sonos. And when you factor that in, then I think we go past the 1 lakh rupee price point. The sub currently retails for about 85 grand odd. So that is an expensive proposition to pair up with a Sonos Beam that retails currently for about 35k. That being said, my understanding is that Sonos has come up with a new mini sub that's not available in the Indian market yet, but that should be available pretty soon. So down the line, I think that would be a proper upgrade path. You start with the Sonos Beam and then down the line upgrade to the mini sub. At number four is the Sonos Arc. The Sonos Arc is the bigger brother of the Sonos Beam. As a result of the larger form factor, it does deliver significantly better overall presence. It does sound better with the sub, though you don't really need it. However, the performance overall does go up a notch when you add in the sub. The problem with that is the moment you go down that route, you're at maybe 1.7, 1.8 lakhs in terms of total investment, at which point you're probably better off investing in a passive home theater setup. Again, sounds really good when you use the room correction software they have called True Play, but again, limited to just iPhones. If you're an Android user, you're sort of out of luck there. The other thing to mention with Sonos specifically is that it's fully app-based. So it runs completely off your phone. There's no remote or anything like that. So if you're not the sort of person who likes using apps, again, the Sonos sort of ecosystem might be a bit of not a good fit for you. The other thing to also remember is that none of the Sonos products come with an aux or any kind of analog in. So if you plan on hooking this up to, say, a turntable with a built-in preamp, that's not going to be possible. So if that's the case, you're going to have to look for alternatives. So I'm going to be honest with you. I don't quite understand soundbars. If I wanted a solution for music playback, and I was on a bit of a budget, I'd probably go in for active bookshelves. If I wanted a full-fledged home theater experience, I'll probably spend the money on a dedicated passive sort of amplifier / 5.1 setup. I do understand where a lot of people are coming from. They don't want the headache of having wires and big clunky pieces of kit lying around. So for that reason, I understand sort of where soundbars lie in the greater scheme of things. Everything that I've spoken about today is available for purchase with links in the description below. Again, we've got a primer about what soundbars are and how they function. So you can also find that in the description. If you need any advice or you've got suggestions for me, you can leave them in the comments below. I hope you like this video, and I hope to see you on the next one.